welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in the Long Dark, where we're gonna be prepping a bunch of fuel, I think, in preparation for doing a very long fishing expedition. Also, as a way to sort of pass, like, 3 in-game days, we do have... we want to use the travois to accelerate the transport of fish from the fishing hole to the trading site. It's a bit windy right now. Would like to cook and harvest fuel. With this level of wind, it might not be safe to... Might not have a good safe spot to harvest fuel, I suppose.
I'll die if I don't warm up soon.
He's exaggerating, of course. Trying to figure out where we got wind shelter. Shelter there. Yes, technically. The first thing I need is I need more food. So we're gonna cook this uncooked rabbit.
Come on.
It's about minus 20. Oof. So, lump of coal in the fire. Stick in the fire. Rabbit on the stove. 27 minutes each. Can we get to here? Harvest you. Looks like it can. We're not going to warm up all that fast, but getting more fuel is what we're here for. No, and it does look like it's just warmed up. Okay, we might harvest that fuel and that fur log in a moment. We do want this meat cooked first, because otherwise it's going to burn in the hour it's going to take to harvest the log. Hell, may even warm up enough that we can harvest the log without having a fire. Let's see. That's definitely warmed up a bunch. Okay. Can I shimmy over here? Harvest you. Looks like it. There we go. Let's break rock this campfire. Taking the time to clean up some of the old campfires.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
We probably won't benefit from mapping next to this fire. But it'll take the moment to do it anyway. Because I think I've done a pretty good job of mapping the area. So it looks like there's one more cedar limb on the island, at least from where we can see from here. Go move the fire down to that cedar log, and we'll harvest that cedar log. pull up a single piece of coal in there. I suspect it's warm enough with a single piece of coal in there that we can make sufficient amount of time to... Oops. Whoops. Okay. Do a whole liter. The reason to do a whole liter, and the answer is that's how long it takes to harvest cedar limb. Get a whoop. Okay.
I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
He's not going to leave anything behind. We've got plans. He's going to slow walk over to the place where we're going to drop it off, which is a little bit different, I suppose. Then completely leaving it behind. There we go. Take the torch. Then we're going to slow walk over to our fishing hut, and we're going to drop off the vast majority of the fuel we're carrying. Then we're going to go over to the other island, and we're going to rinse and repeat with the fuel harvesting. I'm apparently warm enough I can just harvest these. Yeah, might be a mistake, but because the weather might not hold. But we'll harvest these while the weather's good. I think 20% will give you enough time. Harvest another branch if I needed it. Doesn't look like there's one here anyway. No, there's a couple actually. Anyway, we're in a nice warm afternoon, so I need to raise drop a little bit, but we'll make use of the warm weather while we got it. So the fire is right now enough to get us to like just below 0. So we're basically not freezing while we're harvesting this. And then we take the fire. Take what's left of the fire. Grabbing the stick. That was a multi-stack stick. Yeah. Okay, let's stop getting distracted. I got a lot of fuel. And we'd be much more efficient moving around with a more empty inventory. Might take the moment to cook the fish now that we've got at the fishing hut. The ruined beachcomb fish. Because our character is getting a little bit hungry, and fishing, well, not, fuel harvesting is going to be somewhat calorie intensive. And there's no wasting it from a trading perspective because it's too, as beachcomb fish, it's too far gone already to
All this
trade.
gear is slowing me down.
What's the hut? And obviously need to get, well, maybe not obviously, but I've got a bunch of fuel on us, so we're going to drop the fuel off, reduce our weight that way. And we did spend 2 pieces of coal, so I'll trade it for 2 pieces of coal from the fishing hut. I stock this fishing hut with coal from the mine. Then we use the coal to gather branches and limbs and fuel and stuff down here. Is the plan, at least. And as you can see, I already have a pot here waiting for things to go in it.
That did it.
We'll grab one of the red fish, stick it in the cooking pot. 26 minutes. There we go. There can use inventory while working. I will grab the jerry can, because we want to have the oil go into the jerry can. We want to be back up to
This gear's
6
starting to
pieces
slow
of
me
coal,
down.
but we don't need any of the firewood for the moment. And not that apparently there's any space in there for the firewood, that's a different problem. Transfer one stick over. Next drawer. And fuel. And apparently this one's full. Okay, that one's full. I'm apparently out of fuel. Okay. Maybe I don't need fuel. Maybe we do need to actually burn some of the stuff we've got on us. To have space. Okay. Yeah, we're much more appropriately weighed. We'll add a little bit more sticks. I think we'll finish cooking up the food we've got here.
I need to drop something.
You're gonna drop stuff, you're gonna cook stuff. 34 minutes. Yeah, we got a bit of a water pile here. Finishing the piece of fish. And again, this is a fish that is ruined otherwise. So it's me picking up and cooking it is not delaying our trade. By using up fish we could be trading. Remember when you used to be able to stuff the bedroll up there? That made life convenient. Cooking in these things.
The sun's setting. It's gonna get a lot colder soon.
Okay, it's cooked. We're a little bit heavy, but that's because we're carrying the fish and the jerry can. So drop the fish, so we can put the fish where we want it back, and then we'll drop the jerry can so we can put it where we want it back.
Gotta go.
And I suppose at this point we're back to harvesting fuel. The weather will hold. As terrible as the weather looks right now, the weather is in fact not all that bad, apparently. The game just had to prove me wrong. Gives me a blizzard. Okay, well we're obviously not fuel harvesting in this weather. I can turn around and we try to get the fire going again. Okay, yeah, I could turn around and try to get the fire going in, but the fire went out. We didn't leave enough fuel in that fire for it to last for very long anyway. Our character's reasonably fatigued. Let's go ahead and give him a nice rest. And that should hopefully get the blizzard past. Come up here. Get some water. I think we have some torches we can disassemble. Yeah, but
I'm
like
not sure I can
6
carry
torches.
much more.
Probably disassemble those. Get the sticks back out of them. Making progress with time. And again, we're kind of intentionally trying to be productive, but at the same time, we're literally waiting for something that's going to take physically 3 days. So we're trying to be productive for 3 days right now. Though at this point, we're probably a whole day into the 3. And we'll scrap everything that's lower than 30%. Okay, I think it's probably worth scrapping everything that's below 35%. So when you pull the torch out of the fire, it's between 20 and 50%. I think it's about 1-to-1, about even odds as any given percentage, right? So that means your average torch you pull out of fire would be approximately 35%. So basically I decided it would be worth disassembling every below average torch. Okay, it sounds like it's still a blizzard. Which it could quite possibly be. Let's go down and drop off the 6 rabbit hides, regardless of whether it's a blizzard or not. Yeah, that's a blizzard, but the blizzard isn't going to stop me from doing this. It just means we might take some damage doing it. Okay, come drop the stuff that's special quest. Don't have the raw fish. Have those cured rabbit hides. I'm not going to drop water off. Got some water drop off, and then it's raw fish and water. I don't need hinder on me anymore. Not that that weighs very much. Okay. Assuming I can see where I'm going, let's get back up the island and warm up in the house. And yeah, the bad weather right now is preventing us from harvesting fuel. I could technically go up to the fishing spot. Fire up the fuel, or fire up the fire in the fishing spot, just get to fishing. Which wouldn't necessarily be the end of the world. It would be somewhat productive, I think. But at the same time, we're waiting for the transport option to be available. It still sounds like a blizzard out there, yeah. I'm leaning more and more to just trying to go back down to the fishing spot and starting that fire and just fishing for a while. Well, it's also the middle of the night, right? So we're not almost... Actually, almost the end of the night. Okay, this is maybe not ideal weather for traveling to the garage. But that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to travel to the garage. I mean, it's still high wind, but the moment I decide I'm going to go someplace where we could run into wolves, decides to make the blizzard go away so we can run into the wolves. The game does that every once in a while. So yeah, in this situation, we're basically just walking in a straight line. We'll be able to see the landmarks eventually. We know what coastal highway is basically a U-shape from the highway. So as long as I don't steer, we'll hit the road at some point. Once we're at the road, we know where we are. I think we can see the coast here. I think I've hit the landmark vector that I wanted to.
Goddamn freezing.
Or did I? No, I think I hit the wrong one. Didn't get my angle right. I think it's left. Yeah, it's left. That I know that ruined house. So we're on the road. We're on the highway. Next stop, the garage. It looks like by the time we're in the garage, it will be appropriate weather to do crafting. So I can drop off the saplings and assemble the 2 simple arrows that we have ready to be assembled. And hopefully by then the weather will have improved. That'll be... Never appreciative of the fact when the wolves run away from me before I've noticed that they're there. Because that means the wolf noticed me and saw my coat and went like, the coat's scary, I'm running away. Which is good when the wolf is scared of you, but it's a real pain when you didn't know that you were spotted. So in the scenario where you didn't know, and it didn't pick that option, you'd be in trouble. Yes, we have our canned ham. I've apparently saved 1 thing of ketchup chips and 4 things of crackers. And then we have travel meat. We might eat some more travel meat. Traveling. How far along we are? 70%. So we still got... What is that? Another day and a half? Okay, we want to grab some of our tools. So I need to see some of my tools. There we go. We put the lantern out, because once we get going, it's going to brighten up. And we're making simple tools, 2 arrows. Begin. There we go. Made 2 arrows. Don't think I technically need the arrows. I've still got 5 on me from before. So we'll go ahead and put 2 of them away. But you can see I've got 10 full arrows here, so if we ever come back here needing arrows, we're good. And we can leave the rabbit hide behind. We'll go ahead and pick up cured leather. So we got a second cured leather. Only really need 10 down on us. Drop the tools, because we don't need to be carrying those around. Back on the desk. I suppose the next stop is back out to the coastline. Go back to gathering fuel for the great fishing expedition. Well, and defeat our character, because the character's going to be hungry again. And the less I want to eat the trail food, unless I want to eat the trail food, and I could eat the trail food, that's not the end of the world. The fish we have down there is our food. Yeah, we'll take the big pile of sticks with us. At least until we get a carrying capacity warning. I say is a prompt to get the carrying capacity warning, but we're doing some water as well, which is going to give us a little bit more carrying. Wait. 2 more. Got that benchmark. That'll move us another 0.05. Yeah, well, we got 33. That's a good start. Let's take this down to the coastline. Nice, clear, sunny day. Actually, yeah, we'll go over to the coastline. If it's still sunny when we get there, well, if it's still sunny when we get there, we'll probably make more fuel. We'll see. As well, I think. Well, it's been a blizzard, so that probably respawned stuff. I was about to say, while we've cleared Jackrabbit, there's probably still stuff on Misanthrope, and then that reminded me, wait, we had a blizzard, which probably respawned stuff on both islands, so they're probably both full of stuff. But yeah, to the fishing hut. Honestly, I've probably dropped off, well, do probably want to pass like one more day and a half. Just so that we're in a good position to have the travois built before we start the major fishing. Though maybe we can do some minor fishing. Wouldn't necessarily be that bad to fire up the stove and maybe fish for a day to pile up some food for eating while we're fishing. I heard the howl on the... After the one run-in with Timberwolves I've had on Coastal Highway, I've had one, exactly one. I am paranoid whenever I hear the howl out here in the middle of nowhere.
Cold is making my head feel
Because it was
thick.
basically the middle of nowhere I ran into the Timberwolves. It was, I popped out one of the fishing huts and it was just there. Just there, right next to the fishing hut. Wasn't a problem, I was equipped to deal with it. Not as equipped as I normally want to be, but was equipped to deal with it, so it wasn't a problem. Because I just before that event
Cold.
decided to thin down
Just want to lay down for a
to
bit.
have enough carrying capacity to move a battery. So most of my inventory I'd left behind to have space for the battery. Over here, we're gonna leave most of the fuel behind. Let's save some weight. Because the whole point is to bring fuel down here. So if I'm already carrying it, that kind of defeats the purpose. Where? Oh, I left the fish on the counter. Quickly scarf one of them down and start on the second one. Yeah, 3 pieces of fish is probably not enough for a nice long fishing spot. And we're cold. But yeah, we're gonna... Assuming the wind plays along, because the wind might deny us the ability to harvest much stuff. I think we're gonna try to harvest fuel on both islands. Though, looking at the time, we are coming up where I should put a part break in and end the stream. So I'm thinking we're going to walk up into the island here. We're going to use Misanthrope Island as our save point for the stream. And then I'll make the decision between this stream and next. So, between today's episode, if you're on YouTube, and tomorrow's episode, whether we're going to come back down here and fish, or if I'm going to continue to try to hunt for some fuel. Fishing would be fairly easy. We got plenty of fuel at this point, so I could just fire up the furnace and go fish for like a physical in-game day. Well, probably like 2 in-game days. We fish and cook, do both. To make some lantern fuel, make some food, so we got stuff to eat. And then we go over to the garage and make the Travois. Yeah, this is... Well, actually, I was going to use that save, so I need to exit re-enter to get the save to be right about where I end up stop chatting. The ideal place to put it. Actually, I suppose there is a save there, so that'll be fine either way. As far as game day-wise, we're up to 266 days. So I hope everyone has been enjoying. If you're watching live on Twitch, this is where I'm going to head in this stream. The next stream will probably be in 5 days. Unless I do finally commit to dropping from a 5-game schedule to a 4-game schedule. But I think for the moment it'll be in 5 days. Yeah, the next stream will probably be in 5 days. I'll update the stream schedule just to support that. So if you're watching on Twitch, the next one will be in 5 days. If you're watching on YouTube, hope you've been enjoying. if you've been binge watching the entire thing and you've gotten this far, hope you've been enjoying, because we're 266 days into a Interloper run. That will go until either we die or we complete all the tales and get out to 1,000 days at this point. Originally, it was just to go until we did Faithful Cartographer, which we've actually already done much earlier in the stream. Or, well, early in the run, not early in the stream. Don't go looking for it early in the stream, you won't find it. We've been done with it for quite a while, so yeah. We got 2 tales left, and well, the traders is sort of like the third tales, right? So we're starting on the first, well, just about to finish the first part of the trader quest line. We finished the first part of the 3 tales. Once we got the trader quest done, we'll probably go out and try to do the second one. I haven't spoiled myself a lot on how that one works. I might do that. I might not do it completely blind. At least the key highlights of what I need to worry about as far as the poison gas, because I know there is poison gas, but I haven't been in the poison gas yet. So yeah, I hope everyone's been enjoying. So until next time, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next one, and bye for now.